the color choosing. The green and blue and pink is the color I like most, and I really like these three colors combined together. I usually use these three colors in my a lot of work, and also I think the color makes it like a romantic and dreamlike feeling. It represents my personality, and also like I make this kind of motion. It's like the popping up. It's like I think I have a lot of sound usually pop up, so it's a kind of abstract representing of myself. So I do this. Um, and for how I do it, I think is just like I also learned something online. It's like I just use some simple shape like the rectangle, the circle, and the triangle. It's just some simple shape, but I make it like I put it in the like the what is
Pre-com?
called? Yeah, and put it like the speed mode of the chart of the speed mode, and put it the speed like make it like the popping up, change the speed a little bit, and make like the make it 1 second and the second to pop up in series.
Excellent. I really love how this is like 4 different stickers just glued into one. I know that I could appreciate all of them individually, but you're giving us that story with all of them together.
I like that it almost never stops, and it just has this brief moment of pause and then it goes on. Yeah, I think that feeling of continuity is really nice. And I love the way it loops. I can just look at it forever.
Right.
The color combo is fire, honestly. I think for me, it looks like, kind of like ice cream. Like you get that like soft feeling when you're like eating it. I could eat this. Like it just looks.
I like ice cream.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean the simple shapes are like perfect because I feel like it doesn't, like the complexity is all in the motion, so the shapes kind of add like this, just general, like, what am I even trying to say? It's just good. It's just good. I also really like the triangles, but they're like, even though I know that they're letters, like the triangle pointing down, like I just love that each panel has its own motion. Like they all kind of look like basic shapes, but I just also like that they spell out something. Like the L looks like an arrow that's pointing this way, the D looks like it's pointing down, the E looks like it's just like slides going down, and the O is just a big little circle. But I like it. Oh, you also have the color combo on kind of right now. The pink and everything. So when you were like, these are my favorite colors, I was like, I can tell. But yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah, I was gonna, what Kate was gonna say, did say, how you said it was just basic shapes makes it very abstract, but then you have that reasoning of saying it's love spelled out. It's very, it's interesting, nice to know that that's your story. And then the way that you set up the shapes, the way that you set up the movement. So yeah, like what's facing, the L has an arrow pointing to the lower left side, and then the triangle is pointing straight down, and having that O open up, or like have it start the movement is it's very pleasant to the eye. It's all pretty easy.
I really appreciate how you speak about this. This says so much about you. And so you brought up the colors, obviously, but even the expression in the animations themselves, there's a certain like balance and softness to it that I feel is very much you. And yeah, it's just infinite. And it's just something I could watch all day. I'm also, what I'm noticing, the less I look at it as a word of love, the less I look at it as individual squares and corners, I really appreciate the really crazy shapes the animation itself is creating, right? With the different counter spaces. I just think, like, you could stop the animation at any point, just as a still, project it on a wall and paint over it, and you would have a crazy shape. I think this just will continue to inspire so much of your creativity, and it's become so personal for you because of the colors, because of the style, you know? And so yeah, it started out with maybe YouTube, right? But you made it your own. And this will continue to become something that is so true to you. And I didn't notice until Paige pointed out, like, you're wearing the colors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so cute.
It's like I'm not intend to like wear like this presentation in this, but just she print out like, oh, it's okay.
Because you were like, these are my favorite colors. I was like,
I can tell. Checks out. I'm also seeing a slight pattern on there. Is that you?
I think the maybe it's not in the.
Oh, it's the GIF.
Yeah. It's
I
not
hear
in
you.
the-
yeah, I was gonna say it has like the blue, especially has like the little like little waves.
Little
texture.
waves.
Yeah, it has the waves. I think it's cool, but it's not in my.
But
Yeah.
like even now, seeing that like you're wearing the colors in your clothes, I feel like that adds that texture because you have own things with like these colors on it. So like your pants even for like it has that kind of texture to it. So I feel like it all comes full circle, honestly.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. You know, right now it might just be like, I didn't intend that initially. But if we start looking at it like, oh, that does look cool, and it does make sense. And you know how you got there, you did it by exporting a GIF. So what if next time we're making a movie, not a GIF, but first you export it as a GIF, so it almost gives it weird textures, and then you put it back into After Effects, you know, and then you can see, oh, it does look cool with textures. But you wouldn't have gotten to that creative decision unless you first exported it, right? So I feel like maybe exporting could be part of your design process, not just the end result. Maybe it's part of your experimentation, right? Same way if you were to print a design out on paper, now it has a texture. What if you scan that back into the computer and keep animating? You know, I think this is a beautiful piece itself, but I think my mind is now exploding with a million other ideas.
It's a good point.
Yeah. And so, even this has so much character to it, I'm thinking of sound. Wow. You know, the next project we're doing something that's a movie, and so in movies you can add sounds. And I'll show you websites where you can get free sound, right? But you can even grab your phone, just wow, you know? That's what I do a lot. I make an animation, and then I will always first start out making the noise of myself with my mouth, just by looking at it, right? And I might end up finding sounds online that sound like that, but that at least gives me structure, and it's based off of something that I feel, you know? And this has already been imbued with so much of your feeling, and that's why it's so much you. And so yeah, I can just keep thinking of ways to go with this.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this process?
I like this.
Yeah?
Mhm.
You like motion?
Interesting.
Cool. I can tell. I can tell. Beautiful. Big round of applause. Wow. Beautiful. Stunning. Hey! I saw you at the thing.
Yeah.
Artscape.
Yeah.
I obviously knew who you were. I just couldn't
No,
think
you're
of your
fine.
name.
You're fine. I'm bad at name too.
Okay.
But
It'll just take time. Remind me of your name right now.
oh, Lila.
Lila?
Yeah.
I'm Leon. Lila?
Yeah, I know your name.
Because there's a Lillian,
Yeah, there's another.
right? But then I'm like, Leon, that's my name. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's funny. Did you want to present something today?
I need to check with you.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, all we did today, no worries.
Thank you.
All we did today in class was like